Hello, everybody. Welcome to episode 135 of What is the Answer? I'm Marie.
I'm Dominique. It's Friday, the 2nd of September. Well, what is the answer?
September. Right. And look at you with all your long hair.
I thought what I'll do is I'll do the introductions and then I'll press the button rather than trying to multitask. I'll learn. I know I've just said to Marie, I'm not sure how long it'll stay down, but you know. I mean, I'd like to tell you I'm making an effort, but
it looks really nice, long. Looks nice, your hair. Wish mine grew as fast as yours did, although mine is growing.
I haven't had mine cut though for 4 months. 4 months.
Even more fingers.
So, it's not been touched, but.
Hello, everybody.
Right, here we go.
We're off. Hello, 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 hello. Right, I've got a jumble of stuff. I was panicking because I thought I was ready, and then at the last minute, I wasn't ready. And then my phone kept ringing. Right, let me press there we go. I nearly pressed the wrong flipping button there.
You nearly kicked out then.
Right. Oh. Let's just get settled. Let everybody join. Hello, 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 hello. Right. Well, I've got some cast-offs, sewing, cast-on, purchases, and yarn to show. Oh, hang on. Talk amongst yourselves. 1 minute. Dominique, keep talking.
Okay.
Got to do something.
I think I know what you've forgotten to do.
There in a minute.
Oh no, I'm not. I don't know what you've. I'm not sure who I am. Or what.
Oh look, I'm dropping my book now. That's no good. I just need to put something on the shop that I haven't.
I know. Well, I realised that's what you were doing, but what my worry is, I have absolutely no idea what you're putting on there. So
good. That's always good. Everybody will be looking now to see what I've put on.
So it'll be a surprise. Let's have a surprise together.
Oh.
And I've got, just as we were about to go live, I was suddenly about to shout something to Marie and I thought, oh, she's pressed the button. So there. You see, we either join you on time or we join you late but organised. You can't have it both. Exactly.
Right. I may as well tell you this now because then it'll save people having a look. I may as well
I won't have to be thinking about it.
Then you don't have to think about it. What I've put on, for those of you who do the Stephen West MCAL, which starts in October, but he releases it tomorrow, so you can sign up tomorrow. He's already said that you will need 5 balls of yarn. 2 of one colour, 2 of another colour, and 1 pop of colour. So what we've done is we've put a few sets on the website because there's just a million choices. Because you need 2 of one colour and 2 of one colour, there's a lot. So what I put on is, I've just put solids on at the minute to give you an idea more than anything. That's not to say I will do my usual. If you want me to take photos, I can take photos. If you want to do a video consultation, I can do a video consultation. But we've done our usual. We're offering, if you spend £80, which is basically 5 balls of the sock.
Yeah.
You can have 15% off with the code, all capital letters, WITA West. Dominique will put it down there.
Yeah. That's what I was just looking at. I suddenly thought, I just need to get the details of the.
I've got it all. Don't panic. So it's WITA West. You get 15% off if you spend £80 or over, and it's valid until the 20th of September. And of course, it's not just for if you want to do, go on, miss, yes.
It's not all capitals.
It is. You've called it WITA West with little letters, but the code, it's all right. We'll give her a few minutes to catch up. The code is WITA West.
It is all capitals.
So if you don't want to join in the WITA, if you don't want to join in with Stephen West Cal, you still get 15% off if you spend £80 on the website until the 20th of September as well. So, you know, it's entirely up to you.
Yeah.
We're just sharing the love.
We know it doesn't go live till the 1st, but we've just got to be realistic because we've got Yarndale.
Yeah.
We can't be dying and we don't know what we're going to sell over Yarndale. And then we've got Bakewell. So that's why we're finishing the code like a week and a bit before the start of it.
So we've got the code on. If you spend £80 or over between now and September on anything that you buy in, you will get 15% off.
Yeah.
And if you want some different colours, they're not the only colours. You can choose anything. You can ask me, can you put flamingo with blah blah with blah blah? I'll do it. I'll show you it. Then all you need to do is just order the 5 balls you want. That's it.
Yeah. Or like some people do at the show. I don't know what I want, but I know I don't want orange, reds.
Yes.
What else have you got? Because sometimes that's where we start at a show with people. What are you looking for? I don't know. What don't you like? All right, well then we can look at what we've got. So.
And I do it for I can do it because I obviously keep the wool at my house. So if you ever want, if you're not sure on some colours or you want a jumper or something, you can always send me a message and I'll either take photos or I can do a live video consultation if you've got it. So either on, Zoom or Messenger or Facebook, whatever you've got.
Yes.
I'm usually fairly flexible for time, so I can do that. So
I've got one of every colour dyed. Marie's got one of every. We might not have the quantity you need for your shawl, but we've got one of every colour to show you what they look like together. So
I can put things together. So that is that out of the way. WITA West, 15% off £80 and over, and it's until the 20th of September.
Yeah.
Should I show you which colour I'm choosing?
Yeah, I'm just going to say, if you don't like the packs Marie's put on, just buy the individual balls. It'll take. If you put the discount code in, it'll take it off regardless.
It's not just off those sets that I've bought.
Is afternoon teas.
Pardon?
The only thing it's not off is afternoon teas.
Yes.
It's off any wool, but we can't do it off the afternoon teas.
No, can't do it on the afternoon teas. Well remembered.
Let's see what colours you're doing, because I never do it.
Colours. I'm trying to hold 5 balls of wool at once. This. Right, I think I'm there. So I am going. Why don't I just hold the 3? That would be.
Well, I was about to say that, and I thought.
So I am going navy. So I'll have 2 navy, 2 ultra blue, and the pop of colour for me is going to be emerald. So that's what I'm going for. Let's be honest. I've got till October. But I did say what I might do, because I was reading some of his blurb. People are saying, can I use this? Can I use that? Can I add this? Can I add that? As usual, it's, put what you want to with it. So I might try when we go to Yarndale and get a bit of fluff that will go with it, because then I can just add it in if I need to, just for a different colour.
So has he said 3 solids?
No, but when you look at, obviously he's got, all of them are on their website now. A lot of his are tonal solids.
Right.
But, there's tonal solids and then the pop of colour is like a semi, like a mixed colour, do you know what I mean?
Right.
But it does tell you, if you read, he's released everything now and said the type of things that it would go best with. But the majority of them do appear to be more solid or heavy colours, do you know what I mean?
Right.
Rather than a speckled.
Just when you held that up, instead of the emerald, peacock would look really nice.
Yes, yeah. But I think, you can put whatever you want. Your pop of colour could be the same colour, or as we know, choose what you like. But that's what I'm going to go for. I think I'm really fancying that.
Yes.
I know he always says add more hair, which is why I'm going for a bit of fluff. But I might go in a completely different colour. Do you know what I mean? Something completely, so I can then intertwine it with all of them and just bring the colour in that way.
Yes.
Who knows? Lisa, we know what happens, don't we? How many times have I FaceTimed you or sent you messages after we've started doing it going, I hate this colour's wrong. Let me go start again.
Yeah.
At least I like all those colours.
Yeah. But again, until you start putting, we all know we've all started with colours that look amazing together. you put them in the wrong pattern and they don't work. Barbara has said Maddie Harvey's doing a shawl knit along over the same period as well.
Yes,
So
go on.
There's quite a few.
Yeah, I noticed today on Facebook, on Instagram, there was quite a lot popping up saying, October knit-alongs, and so there's a lot out there. So again, if you want your wool, as long as you spend £80, you get 15% off.
Yeah, quite a lot started 1st of September. Americans are doing fall knit-along. Yeah. There's all sorts out there.
Halloween ones are starting.
Yeah. So whatever you fancy, give it a go. And don't forget, Strictly season's round the corner as well. So
yeah, and we'll be talking about Strictly next week, won't we? Probably.
Yeah, we will.
So I think that's all I needed my little notepad for. And while you were talking about afternoon teas, we've got a couple of spaces left for the one in September, which is Monday the 12th. There's a couple of spaces left. So,
Monday, isn't it? Yeah.
So if you do want them, get it booked, and then we can give the numbers to as well. Right, there you go. That's that done. Right, I'm finished. What have you got to tell us, Dominique? Have you got anything to tell us?
Well, I'd written down the code. That's what I'd got to remember. Let me start. Oh, Maddie's using sock 200 grams and more minis.
Ooh.
Maddie Harvey, I've got to be honest, he's not a designer I know. No. So I'm going to go, I will find it and I'll put the details in. Right. Let me show you. Well, I'll go completely backwards because it's not knitting, but I'd got these out to show you last week and then forgot to show you. So when we went to Renishaw Hall for our knit and natter, Mandy had got this little keyring, and I said to Mandy, I really like that. Where did you get it from? And she told me, and I went on their Etsy shop and she didn't have any. So I messaged her and she said, actually, I've got one. I'll list it now for you. I can't see. Can you see?
Yeah, you can see. Stop. Anti-swatch club. I love it.
It was just
really clever.
Brilliant. As soon as I saw it, but not only that, she put a little extra in for me. And wow.
It happened, I like it.
That was so, she just said, I've just put an extra gift in.
That's lovely.
So I thought I need to get it out first so I can tell you. So I don't know if she's going to have any more of them in, but it's from My Yarny Corner on Etsy. So thank you, Mandy, because as soon as I saw it, I was like, let's see if she's got any. So if she's not got any, it might be worth dropping her a message because that's what I did.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just thought that was really cute, the extra one that she'd sent. So
nice.
They're going to go on project bags, I think. That one might even go on my keyring with my car keys, but we'll see. So,
perfect.
Oh, she's a lovely Scottish woman, teaches knitting. I'm going to look her up. So yeah, I thought if I don't do that now, I'm going to forget. So that's done. So did you say you got a cast off?
I have. I mean, I've shown it on my socks.
Oh, yes.
My socks are finally off. They're on the block. I can take them off there now.
Yeah.
I must get some new blockers. Look, I mean, it's held together with a bit of sellotape now. And this one's got spelks in it.
Well, you ought to ask Father Christmas to bring one. Some.
I probably should like Father Christmas. I like the wood ones, the wooden soft ones. So I have got my pair of socks off. Look at that pooling. Isn't it lovely? I love it.
It just, considering they're exactly the same, same number of stitches and everything, can it pulls differently? It looks really nice.
Bonkers, isn't it?
Yeah.
So, yeah, I love those. So they are my, just my normal vanilla socks. For my size 7 feet, which is what I put on Instagram, I cast on 64 stitches, knit to the length I feel like doing that day, fish kiss slips heel, knit 2 for me, where the middle of my little toe is, so that was my toe, I know it's my hand, but if that was my toe, I knit to about halfway up my little toe, then I do my toe decreases, and that's it, that's my socks. Because I hate doing it. I've done pattern socks. I mean, I've got my pattern socks on today. I've got my Winnick Mum, you know, the cable, the mosaic ones on.
Oh, yes.
And they're nice, but I just like plain socks. I just like the feel of them on my feet better.
So how much did you, not necessarily in grams, but did you have quite a lot left?
Yeah, I've got quite a bit left. So I think I've probably got I've got about 40 grams left.
Right.
If not a bit more, because I got two 50-gram balls,
yes.
So I knit them separately. So I've got enough to make myself another pair of socks with either is that as the contrast or
yes.
So, but they're really soft, really nice. They've washed nicely as well. So another pair of socks. Yeah, these. I won't bring my leg up today.
In Madrigal.
I might knock the computer off. Look, got those on today.
Yes.
My feet are cold. I'm cold today. You're sat in a little t-shirt and I'm in my sweatshirt.
I'm absolutely boiling. It's so muggy.
I'm cold today. So I've got me, it's a long time since I've had like a pair of socks on, just in the house.
Yes.
I was a bit cold. So.
Yes, in Madrigal Yarns.
Madrigal Yarns, new Dream 83. New Gold Dream 83. That's them.
Yeah. Yeah, Lisa's right. My Yarny Corner does have a podcast. Mandy did say that, and I think I went, as soon as she said it, I think I went and subscribed, but I've not got round to watching any. So, yeah.
Good stuff. What have you got? Have you got a cast off?
Well, I've got a blocked cast off from last week. So
that made me laugh when you were autocorrect on the internet.
Yes.
My Larry hat. Look how long your hair is when you put that hat on.
It is quite long.
It's really long.
So it's blocked. I mean, when I say blocked, I mean like round some bubble wrap wrapped in a towel just to make a kind of head shape. But it's blocked it really nicely. So I will definitely be making more of these. Just because, and it's just brought the cable out.
Yeah, looks really nice.
So it was the Latu hat by the lady whose name I still don't know how to pronounce. But when I put a picture up, oh, it must have been when I put a picture up, but Rachel was saying she'd looked at it and it is finished for ski tracks. Latu is
right,
finished.
Yes.
For ski tracks, and if you Google Latu on if you search Latu on Ravelry, it brings up 7 different patterns. There's some beautiful patterns. So I have got the Latu Sukat, I think, socks. They look absolutely stunning. So you see, you go down a little rabbit hole. Rachel went searching. I didn't even think to look what it meant, but it's finished for ski tracks. So I can see a pair of socks, not in that pattern at all, but cabled socks. So yeah, I think I'm going to go with that. But yeah, there's some patterns on there.
I did giggle when you put your hat on.
Larry hat on. Yeah.
And my Larry hat, I thought, I think that's autocorrect, has put Larry instead of Latu, so I did have to have a little giggle.
Yeah. But if you didn't see it before Marie, once Marie had said, I'd gone to correct it, so it was right. So
you might be wondering why Marie's put a comment on Larry hat. Anyway.
Yes, I did change it. So it just brought out, it's just made it soft and drapey, really nice. Really nice. So,
suits you as well. Suits you.
I'm pleased. I really like them colours. What else have you got?
Would you like to see a purchase?
Let's see a purchase.
I don't know if anybody, I'm sure you've all seen it now. It's the new Christmas colour from West Yorkshire Spinners.
Is it orange? Yes, it is. I
Yes,
can
it's
see.
orange. In
It was just
it's
it was orange.
gingerbread.
Or red.
Can you see there?
Yes, yeah, you
And
can
it's got
now.
a slight self-stripe on it. So there's the little card that comes with it. So one's a crocheted sock, one's obviously fair isle, one's a different, and one's a little bubby stock.
So actually, them bands have got almost look like they've got clearly not candy canes, but like stripes in.
Yeah, it's like little fleck stripes. So there's like red and white bits, and then green and cream bits, and then the gingerbread colours in between.
Yeah. And is it called gingerbread?
Yes, it's called gingerbread. So when you buy it, you obviously get this because it's on the back. It's got a little QR code that takes you to the free pattern when you buy the wool.
Right.
I'm going to knit Dad a pair of socks out of these. I'm going to hold it double. I bought 2. So I'm going to try and line it up and making some thick ones, and then I'll make myself a pair out of them and
yes,
wherever I have to go.
Yeah.
So yeah, so I got that from Wool Warehouse. And because obviously, you know, to get me free postage, as you do, I ordered some Wendy Supreme double knit, and I'm going to use that. It's like a very silver grey on my squares. I'm going to use that as the contrasting colour to join them all. I'm going to start doing that. Yes, I'm going to start doing it. So it was on offer. I can't remember how much it was, but it was on offer. So I thought I'd just put a few of those in.
A double knit.
Yeah, that's double knit, but obviously the sock knitting.
Yes, yeah. Yeah, they must have released it this week, did they?
Yeah, they did, and I think it's sold out in a lot of places.
Yes. Because people are waiting for it, aren't they?
Yeah.
They know and people are waiting for it.
Yes, yeah. So, yeah, so it looks quite cute. It looks nice knit up. Different colourway.
Yeah. Yeah, be nice to see it knit up.
Yeah. What have you got then?
I've got a cast off.
Cast off. Oh, I mean, I think we should have special music and fireworks going off for that. If only you told me, I could have had some prepared.
It is wet. Because I cast it off this morning and I thought, oh, it's going to be really warm, and it is, but it has rained a few times. And it's woolly wool, so it is still
that looks brilliant. You chuffed a bit.
But it is cast off.
Good.
So it is the after the rain.
Quite apt.
But done in a different colourway. So that is the pattern. Yes. And that's the colourway kit. You can buy the kits, but obviously you can just buy however many balls of wool you need separately. So you're going to have to wait till next week for you to get all what I've used and whatnot, because I literally cast it off and thought, I cast it off at about 9 o'clock. I thought, I've got plenty of time. I didn't spin it either, so I should have, but
nice.
Yeah, it is finally off the needles.
Well done.
Just as it's getting, well, not quite, but you know, in the next month or so, it'll be cool enough to wear. So, bearing in mind, I bought the yarn July 2021.
Oh, it's not that long ago.
And I think I'd done the yoke
at
the back end of last year, but it did get put to one side and I didn't think I would ever finish it. So in the last however many weeks I've been showing it, I have really made a massive effort to get it finished.
Perfect.
And I'm really pleased with it. So stand by next week when it will be dry, blocked. I've just got to hang it there because it was touching the floor carpet and it's making it damp. So I cannot tell you how pleased I am to get it off the needles.
Oh,
but
I bet you are. I bet you are.
It is beautiful, and it's going to be so warm.
Yeah.
It's wool. But yeah, it's the After the Rain by Wensleydale Longwool Sheep Shop, designed by Helen of Connington Knits.
Yes.
She designed it for them. So yeah, I shall I'll let you know how much it weighs and how much I've used next week. I've definitely got one full 50 gram ball of the charcoal, and I think one of the red left over. So I don't know what I'm going to do with that, but
there's a hat though to match, isn't there?
yeah, there is. Yeah. So I might do the hat, but thank you, everybody. I am so pleased.
Good.
Pleased. But it needs to really finish blocking today because I think it's going to rain over the weekend.
I know the forecast is. Well, I started winding wool outside today. I thought I'll get it done outside because it's a lot easier, less dust, easy to do.
Yeah.
Put a mask on, and halfway through it started to rain, so I had to throw some. It was under the gazebo, so I wasn't too bad, but I had to throw some plastic over the electrical components and leave it. So I've only got a few left to do. But yeah, I thought it wasn't forecast rain for today.
No.
I know next week it's just going to be rain and rain and rain.
Yes, which is why I thought I just want to get it done.
Yeah.
But anyway, we've run out of time, but it's there. You can see it is off the needles.
Good.
Which is why I'm allowed to start looking at other patterns because
I was just about to say, what you're going to cast on now?
I've already cast something. Well,
right, okay.
But I have got another cast on.
Right. Do you want to see my cast on before we see your cast on? Well, my cast on, as we know, we had the debacle of WITA Dad's socks last week, didn't we? So I have cast him on a new pair of bed socks. So they're made from, I'm holding double. It's Fabel Drops. So it's sock yarn, which is 75% wool, 25% polyamide. So it should be fairly tough.
Yes.
I'm holding them double. And it is quite thick. And I've also ordered, it should come by next week, so I'll show you next week, some heel reinforcement thread, proper reinforcement thread. So then you can either knit with it, I'm just going belt and braces, so I'm just going to sew it in. I was watching a few tutorials on pink knits, and she had loads of different options for it. I was too impatient to wait for it to knit, so I started knitting it. And then I'll just sew it in and we'll see where we go with that. But they already do feel a lot tougher. Do you know what I mean?
But you can sew it into that one and then the next pair, knit it in and see if it makes any difference.
See if it makes any difference. Do a sample for my father.
They're really them colours.
Pardon?
I like the colours.
I know. It's very coral reef, isn't it?
Yeah. It's an autumnal coral reef.
Yeah, I think I bought it last year or the year before maybe.
What colour is it?
Colourway is just a dye lot. It's 901. So I don't know what that is. So it's Drops Fabel's print. So it does knit up in I mean, you can sort of see there, but because I'm holding it double, it's lost it a little bit.
Yes.
It does give a bit of pattern, but it's still giving a nice little pattern.
Yeah.
I'm not sure how much wool I'll have, so I'm going to weigh when I get to the toe. And if I haven't, I'm just going to use some midnight for the toe. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. I
should have enough, but you just never know, do you?
No.
I don't want to have an odd pair for him. So
no,
after seeing those and seeing how nice they felt, that's why I thought I'll knit him some in the West Yorkshire Spinners and hold it double.
Right, yeah.
So,
yes.
So that's me socks. Let's see your cast on then.
Well, this comes with a warning. And I think Caroline was the only one that was still waiting on her Only Fools and Horses. So, Caroline, if you've not received it yet, look away.
Because I've got it. I'm taking it to the afternoon tea.
Oh, Caroline, look away. Do not look, because I've cast on the Only Fools and Horses colour. Oh well, I've lost a minute. See it. Right, Caroline, look away. This was Only Fools and Horses, and I've just cast it on.
Oh, that looks brilliant.
So that was your contrast, and then that was your main colour. So I've just done real vanilla with just a little. Now I've got that Latu pattern.
Yeah.
And I'd cast on the other ones. That instead of it being 2x2, it's a 1x1. But
oh, nice.
Just to add a little bit of detail.
Have you got your stitch marker?
No. I can get it though, because I've also got the little gift.
I was going to say, have you got the gift, or have they disappeared quickly?
No, still got the gift.
Perfect.
So not only look away, Caroline, close your ears, because
just show us and don't say anything. Just show us. Show us the gift.
Okay.
Just show it. Just show it. Don't say it if she's closing her eyes.
Because the gift is the inspiration for that. So if you've seen it, oh no.
Yes, there you go.
They've just fallen out.
So there were the gift. And then the pitch marker is for another classic scenes. There you go. You can see that. We won't say what we did, just because Caroline's watching. Are we scared? Not, can Caroline look yet?
Caroline can look. I'll stop.
Caroline, you can look.
Yeah, Caroline, you can look. But I wasn't sure what I was going to do, and I just thought, Lisa had said she'd cast on a pair of socks, and I thought, oh yeah, I think they're going to look really nice, and I'm really liking how they are knitting up. So I'm just going to do a simple toe up sock, but yeah, I'm really pleased. So
you have been busy then.
That was
casting hat, getting hats block, getting socks cast on.
I know. So I've not got any more knitting because but I just wanted to cast this sock club on, because otherwise I know we've got 2 months in between, but if I don't do it fairly quickly, suddenly think you just forget about things, and then Golden Girls will come around and I'll want to knit with that one. And
yes, the Golden Girls will soon be here.
Yes, and clearly that's hit a chord with everyone like it has with us, because thank you very much for your orders, because it's been you've obviously all gone down memory lane with us.
What hit me more was when I went and had a look at it, and I put it on the post, their ages of the characters when they started. Blanche was 46, 47.
Yes.
And then the others were like 56, 57, and Mum's 79. Yeah. And that's what cracked me up, because I am the same age as Dorothy, and Sophie is the same age as my dad. So I was killing myself laughing. I thought, that can't possibly be right. They look like old women. It's like, they can't be that age. I thought they were like in the late 60s.
They look so much of their time though, don't they?
Yeah. I mean, it was funny, because I went back and I was watching some of them, and one of them that I started watching was where Blanche thinks she's pregnant, but she's not actually going through the menopause. And I thought, flipping it, I mean, and that was like in the early 80s, and I thought that was never talked about, was it? So it was quite, some of the subjects they were obviously talking about, although it was with a lot of humour, they did bring in things that weren't being talked about. Do you know what I mean?
There's a scene where they go into the pharmacy and they're trying to buy some protection because they're going away for the weekend. And like you say, it really wasn't spoken about at all, was it?
No, it was very, but I was quite shocked of the ages of the characters. I just got it into my head that, but I mean, when you read the blurb, it says older women, and you just think, hang on a minute, we're not all. I mean, you're still in your 40s. We're not old in our 50s, are we?
But do you not think
we're certainly not golden?
No, I know, but 30 years ago, people in their late 50s and early 60s, were old.
Yeah, I mean.
My nana at 60 to me looked the same as she did at 90.
It did blow my brain a little bit when I saw the ages. I thought, no, they're having a laugh. They're having a laugh. Dear me. But anyway, so I watched a few episodes, and I mean, you can watch it wherever. I think you can watch it on YouTube, but I've got a Disney and all the episodes, all the series are on Disney.
Well, if you go on YouTube, it's like 50 times Dorothea was sarcastic, or so
Yeah.
it's just little clips that is just hilarious. So
it is very funny. It's
yeah.
funny.
So I've got at least 2 months while we're talking about it and thinking about it and what it's going to look like watching them. So yeah, Victoria, look what I can do when it's not boiling hot. I can finish a jumper that's been in the naughty corner for a year. Oh.
Right, well, I'll show you progress on my shawl. So this is the Social Bobble shawl, and I've been desperate to get to the bobbles. So I've finally done one set of the bobbles. Yes.
Yeah, because you don't get to the bobbles till you're at
nearly at the end of the shawl.
Yes.
So I've done a set of bobbles. I mean, some of them stand out, some of them don't, but I quite like all of them.
But that's because Winter Rainbow is such a, if you hit it when you're in the orange and the mustard and scarlet have mixed, it's going to be nearly orange, isn't it?
I'm liking it. So I've got another set of bobbles to do, and then there's a bobble cast off, and then it's done.
Right.
So it's not going to be, I mean, it'll block quite a bit, but
yes.
Yeah, there we go.
It's like the Heidi Lander shawls I've knit. It's just stocking stitch until you get to the last bit, which is your lace. So
yeah,
you're kind of always racing to get to more than just stocking stitch.
So I was getting to the point, like when I was probably about 10 rows away from doing the bobble, which was last night, and I was watching. What the heck was I watching last night? I was watching Shetland. I went back because I hadn't seen it, so I was watching Shetland. So I was knitting, watching, which was quite gripping, just to get to the blooming bobbles. And Shetland finished, and I just started the bobbles, so I left it and thought, right, I'm going to go to sleep. And then this morning I've just done the row of bobbles because I was getting to this stage. I was thinking, oh, how many more rows? Can I not just start the bobbles? No, do the amount of stitches it needs, Marie. Oh, can I be bothered? Well, now at least I know I've only got 5 rows. Well, it says 5. You can see 5 garter ridges, so 10 rows in between, and then another set of bobbles, then cast off. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So it won't take long.
Yeah.
Although I do wish that I'd done the bobbles because I find it boring knitting bobbles. It was my crochet hook.
Can you not do the next row with them?
I might see if there's a difference in it, and I might do it crocheted. But if not, if it looks too different, I'll just leave it as it is and just.
Well, at least you've only got another 2 rows of them.
Yes. Yeah. So that should be finished soon, hopefully. And then. Can you hear that? No. No, he's just on the phone. And then I'll get back onto my jumper, I think, before the Stephen West knit along starts.
Yes.
Try and get that jumper finished. Yeah. Then I can dedicate it to the whatever twists and turns are.
Yeah. Barbara's asked, why don't they wear Shetland jumpers on Shetland?
I don't know, but his girlfriend had a very nice zigzag shawl scarf on.
Oh, did she?
Maybe we don't see them because they always have the coats on, don't they?
I don't know.
He always has his black coat on. Occasionally he has his jumper, you can see. But you're right, Barbara. Why don't they wear Shetland jumpers in Shetland? Maybe it's a bit like taking coals to Newcastle. I don't know.
Wow.
Right in, Barbara. Ask them.
Shetland Wool Week.
Shetland Wool Week. They should all have a little hat on, shouldn't they?
Yeah.
She did have a very nice zigzag scarf on.
Right. Oh. Who knows?
Who knows? Maybe it's because there's so many murders happen on that small island in Shetland that why would you wear a nice jumper? Because there could be a chance you're going to get murdered. Maybe that's what, maybe that's what it is. Don't wear your jumper because you might get murdered and it will get ruined, wouldn't it?
I say you don't want to be murdered where you're covered in blood and you then got to bin your
Shetland jumper, that's what I mean. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe that's what it is. Bit like Midsummer Murders, you know, don't live there and go and have a cream tea, because guaranteed there'll be something wrong with it. It'll poison you and it'll clean out the whole of the village, won't it?
Or Jersey.
Or Jersey. I mean, or, you know, Cabot Cove. You don't want to live in Cabot Cove either, do you?
Oh no, Jessica went. Jessica would have a weekend in New York to see a publicist, wouldn't she? So it wasn't all Cabot Cove, that, but yeah.
I mean, it's not doing very good for the Shetlands, is it? Because, I mean, the amount of people that live there and the amount of murders that they've had.
Yeah.
You've got a pretty high risk of being murdered, haven't you?
Don't go to Shetland.
Don't go to Shetland.
Don't say that. We'll have the Shetland Tourist Board on us. Our reach is that wide. Oh dear.
I'm sure if there's a drop in people going to Shetland, we won't be blamed for it.
No.
Oh dear me. Brain's gone. Brain's gone completely. Forgot what I was going to say. Just think amongst yourself. Could do like with one of those interlude musics, you know, where you have like music that just plays that, you know, helps you get your brain. What was I going to say? No, I don't.
You were talking about Shetland, but
not about Shetland. There's a new series of murders in Fair Isle. Oh, I bet they're not wearing the jumpers either.
No.
How are you getting on with your murders in the retreats?
Oh, I finished.
Dominique needs the music now.
Oh, I've literally just taken it back to the library. I've just finished one of them in the series. Oh, there we go. Because I'd gone looking for. I've just finished it. The 7th one in the crochet series, If Hooks Could Kill, and there's 2 more, and they're not in the library.
You can do.
So, well, you can go in and speak to someone, speak to them, and request that they buy them.
Can they not do an interlibrary loan?
There are none in Lincolnshire.
Can they not go out of Lincolnshire?
I don't know. Well, it just says if they don't have them, they will look at purchasing them. I don't know how you do that. If not, I'll just go and find them from somewhere. So I've just finished If Hooks Could Kill, and I've got For Better or Worsted and Not Guilty. It's honestly, they are hooked on murder, Dead Men Don't Crochet, By Hook or By Crook, A Stitch in Time, You Better Not, with a K, Die, Behind the Seams, If Hooks Could Kill. They're brilliant.
I mean, we've said this so long, haven't we? We've talked about it for ages. I mean, if we can't write between us a cheesy, slightly comedic, wool-themed murder mystery.
Exactly.
Talking with a cocktail stick, that's what we need.
Yes. Angela's saying her library always purchasing books to request. I think years ago I've done it, and I can't remember for what. So I just need to go in. So I've got them 2 to finish. But while I was waiting for one of them, I've done 2 of the Retreat by the same author, the Treat books, and I've got the 3rd one waiting. But I just picked up, and I've just started earlier in the week, The Man Who Died Twice. Yes,
because we were just saying that the 3rd book comes out on the 15th, doesn't it? 15th
yes.
of September.
Yeah.
So I've got a little thing ready waiting for that book. So
when this first came out, I requested it. I was about 20th in the queue in the library, and then I just must have dropped off, and then I forgot about it and got reading other things. So suddenly I thought, I've not had it. So I didn't have. Obviously, I clearly didn't need to wait long because it's been out for a year. So I'm enjoying it already. So that's the one I'm just having an interlude from the Yarny murders. But yeah, and I've still got written down. Oh no, I think they're in here, that Caroline was telling us about on Wednesday. So there's loads. There's so many out there.
Once you start looking for them, it is amazing how many there are. I mean, Marjorie's saying, what about a murder mystery WITA weekend? I mean,
oh my goodness me.
can you imagine? I mean, that means we would have to use our brains a little bit, really, wouldn't it? Maybe we could just go into a food coma. That, you know, who would be in a food coma? I mean, that is quite, yeah.
That would be, yeah, that would be very good. I'm just trying to find where I wrote down. Oh, Yarned and Dangerous. That was a Sadie Hartwell one, and then a series by Regan Davis, the Notorious Cozy Mystery Series.
Yes, and they were on Kindle Unlimited, because I was having a look at those. Yeah, they're on Kindle Unlimited as well. So,
and they were things like Neighbourhood Swatch, Knit One, Murder Two,
I mean,
Kill Tables, Murder and Merino. It's brilliant. I mean, if they're not your cup of tea, they're not your cup of tea. But if they are, I've not read any of them two authors.
I mean, they really need to put them on television, don't they, Dominique? And have real life people who knit and not to do them. Can you imagine? I mean,
they have. It was Miss Marple, but that was a bit too serious.
Yeah, yeah. It needs to be a little bit tongue in cheek, doesn't it?
Yes, yeah, it does. It needs to be able to have a little giggle. So, but Caroline had read them while she's been away on holiday and had told us. So I will, when I finish these, I will read them. The ones I'm reading at the minute, it was Julia that had put it on our Knit and Natter. So it's just nice as we find things, sharing it with everybody. Yeah. If it's your cup of tea, they're there, and if not, it doesn't matter. But otherwise, where else do you find them? You know?
Yeah, exactly.
It's difficult.
It's nice to get recommendations, isn't it?
Yes, even if you search, and I think I had done, you know, like knitting themed novels or wolf, they don't always come up. So yeah. Recommendations are brilliant.
Because Linda on the Knit and Natter on Wednesday recommended a book, because I finished The Godfather. So I've just downloaded Lessons in Chemistry, and that's by Bonnie Garmus, and I'm about a third of the way through it. I've been reading that on a night, so that's quite good.
Yeah.
So yeah, we like recommendations for books, all different genres.
Yeah.
Everything. So I've knocked my iPad off. Right, there I am. I'm back on it. So yeah, any recommendations for books we like, don't we?
Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah, we do.
Anybody got any questions while we're sat here as well? Anything you want to know about?
Angela's saying she's just started that. Lessons in Chemistry.
Yeah, it's good. Yeah, I'm enjoying it. Yeah, it is. It's good.
Yeah, I mean, we're September now. I can say we're in autumn. The nights are drawing in. It's getting cozier, and like we were saying at Knit and Natter on Wednesday night, you start to get good telly back on.
And Strictly's back on.
So Strictly starts in a couple of weeks. Great British Bake Off starts next week, I think. You just find series start coming back, don't they, in the autumn?
Yeah.
So,
yeah, they do. It'll soon be all the Christmas movies.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, we've probably got Halloween. See, I just don't do Halloween, so I don't really think about Halloween.
Yeah, all the Halloween stuff will start coming on.
I know what I was going to say. For those of you that are coming to Yarndale, the map is out, so we know where we are. So we are in C11. If you come into, we'll remind you in a couple of weeks.
Come and find us, C11.
But if you want to have a look, like I know a lot of us do before we go, if you've got your favourite stalls that you want to go, the list of stall holders is on the website with the stall number, and they're in a bizarre order. But if you click at the top of each column, so under name, if you click on it, it puts them in alphabetical order. Otherwise, I think they might have been in store.
Yeah.
It wasn't easy to find, but you can reorder them. So,
and the tickets that go on. Sorry.
No, I was going to say. So we are C11.
The tickets we were having a look, and I think the timed entry tickets have all gone on Saturday because they do timed entry up till 12:30. There's still some available on the Sunday if you want a timed entry early, but you can still buy them on the door, but not till 12:30. It says they won't let you in until 12:30 without.
Is that birthdays?
I think so, yeah. And it's open. I think it's open late this year, so it's open till 5:30 on the Saturday and 4:30 on the Sunday. So that's how you can buy tickets. Either buy them online before you come, or you can turn up on the door and get them, but only after 12:30.
I was just looking because I had last year's brochure out, didn't I, to see?
Yes.
I think it was 5 and 4 and 5.
I thought it was 5 and 4 last year because somebody asked me, and I checked, and it said 5:30 and 4:30. I thought it was always 5 and 4, but I could be getting me things mixed up. Oh, I like that. Angela said there's a book suggestion of Lockdown Abbey Murder Mystery. I like a murder mystery book. Is it a new book then, Angela, or is it one that's in a series? And is it a twist on lockdown, as in lockdown for COVID, as in lock, LOCH down? Who knows? I mean, are we going to hear a crash in a minute, Dominique, or have you found the book? You've gone hunting.
God knows what I did with it. I only had it on Wednesday. Who knows?
Who knows? Who knows?
It's in a safe place somewhere.
It's definitely 5:30 and 4:30, but I always thought it was 5 and 4.
Yeah, I think it was. I'm sure it was, but anyway.
Anyway, it's there. So we're park and ride car park for Yarndale is locked at 6 o'clock.
Right.
Makes sense.
Yes.
Great.
Angela's saying she doesn't know she based it on the purchase was based on the book cover and title.
Oh, I do that. I look at the picture on the front sometimes and think, oh, quite like that. No idea what it's about.
I go to the library and I pick something up and think, no.
Yeah.
You should never judge a book by its cover.
You shouldn't, but we all do.
I definitely do.
Well, I've got no other bits and pieces for knitting. Like I say, I did purchase some items, but they haven't arrived yet because obviously there's been the Royal Mail.
Yes.
Although my wool warehouse did come pretty quickly because I ordered it whatever day, 2 days ago. So that's come really quickly.
I think it's how you order and it falls with strikes and things, doesn't it? So
I have nothing else here. You got anything else?
No, I mean, I didn't. I said that last time, and I forgot about my keyrings, but I'm sure I've not.
So don't forget, if you do want to have a look at any colours and you're not sure what colours you want to put together, if you're looking to make a project, just send me a message, and I can either take photos and send them, or I can do a video. As I say, it's not just for the Stephen West knit-along, because there are lots of other knit-alongs going on at the minute.
Yes.
So if you do want a hand choosing colours, I can do that.
And you've, like we say, you've got until
I go to sleep. I do go to sleep about 10:30 at night. So don't expect me to do a video call at 10:30 at night.
No.
I mean, you could, it could happen, but I mean, you might get a grumpy Marie. That's all I'm saying. However, I am awake early on a morning.
Yes. And you've got until the 20th, so you've got plenty of time to peruse and have a think. And those of you coming to the afternoon tea, you can put them together and have a think and peruse then if you really want.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Anybody got any burning questions they want to know? Anybody want to see any colour wools together while I'm sat here? And go run in the cupboard?
Yeah.
Not literally, although I mean that is possible.
Yes.
So have you just got to block the jumper then a little bit?
Yeah, it's just going to go back out and dry off.
Yeah. I'm going to go and finish off the last couple of balls of winding, I think, and that's me done.
Well, then I think I'm going to cast on another hat because it was so quick.
Yeah.
And I liked it. I feel like I've got 2 pairs of socks on the go now, so I can't cast any more socks on because I need to work on them. I've got the blanket I cast on with the fluff from Ducky Darlings. And like I've got my triangle, I've got blankets and things, but I just feel like I want something quite quick and a quick win.
Quick win.
And I fancy doing, I started the other week and then they weren't long enough, but I fancy just sitting and making some little Christmas hats or something. Caroline, I've forgotten about the green hats. I've just not got any green wool. I've not forgotten about knitting the green hats. I keep forgetting to buy some green wool to knit.
Don't buy any green wool, I've got some.
Have you?
Yes, I've got some from when I was knitting Brussels sprouts.
Right, okay. The only green I've got is it's more blue than teal. So I thought you're not going to get away with that. So
no, mine are green, Brussels sprout green.
Right.
And I think it's a variation. I've got double knit chunky, and I think even possibly super chunky. Because at one point I did think I was going to knit myself some big Brussels sprouts, and then I thought, yes, but they won't be big Brussels sprouts, will they? They'll be cabbages.
Yes.
So
will be, but yeah, they'll be the size of a cabbage.
Yeah, it'll just be a cabbage, not a Brussels sprout.
That's the other thing I've never knit any, but the little pumpkins, they're quick and easy to do, aren't they?
Yeah. I've made quite a few of those pumpkins.
Yeah.
Because it'll soon be time to put my pumpkins out, won't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't really decorate for Halloween or autumn, so I thought there's no point doing them.
I did resist the other day. I went into the Home Sense and they had all the Halloween decorations and ornaments out, and I was very good. Oh, I was like picking them up. Oh, this is a lovely pumpkin I could have in the house. Oh, this. And I thought, just have a word with yourself, Marie. Do you really need all those? No.
And you've still got 2 months.
Yeah, but they'll have gone. They'll have gone, Dominique. They'll not be there. They'll not be there much longer.
Caroline's just finishing day 2 of her birthday advent. I saw you swap the pattern, Caroline. So I'm looking forward to seeing how that pattern knits up.
Have you seen what a good book that Victoria's read called The Windsor Knot? The Queen and her corgis solve crime. I mean, that sounds classic.
Well, speaking of the Queen and her corgis, the maze at Uncle Henry's between Gainsborough and Scunthorpe, I suppose, North East Lincolnshire. It's a Jubilee themed one, and you've got to find out 10 facts about the Queen and find her 2 corgis. And there are 2 corgis in the maze, lost in the maze.
Did you find any interesting facts that you didn't know about the Queen then, Dominique?
Yes, I did. I'm just going to...
Oh, a little corgi.
There were 2 of them, Vulcan and Susan were the 2 corgis.
That was a favourite one, Susan.
Say that again.
That was a favourite one, wasn't it, Susan, the corgi?
Well, she's in Uncle Henry's maze. Mum's saying Mum did find out some facts. Mum will be able to give you the Queen's date of birth because she had to learn that. And did you know the Queen... Can you
remember it, Pat?
I keep testing her. She did. I don't know if she'll remember now. The Queen was not born in hospital. She was born at 17 Burton Street, London, and that later became a world-famous Cantonese restaurant.
What, called prawn balls?
I don't know, but Mum was absolutely horrified that where the Queen was born was turned into a restaurant.
I mean, that's just not on, is it?
No. Oh, she does remember. April the 7th, April the 17th, 1926.
Well done. I'm only asking because can you remember when we did that escape room and we had to remember those numbers before we went in, and it was, what are the numbers, Marie? I'd only just looked at them on our telephone and I couldn't remember them. It was hilarious. Oh, I was just testing. I'm pleased you could remember them.
She's the only royal that served in the military. No,
she's not.
She's the only
monarch
served in a war.
All right. No.
She was in the military during the Second World War.
Didn't Prince Andrew? Is she not the only monarch?
Oh, it could have been the only monarch. Could have been the only monarch. If it's not numbers, I don't care.
Yeah, it'll be the only monarch.
Yes. But there were 10 facts about her, and it was
good.
Quite interesting. But anyway, that was just talking about the Queen and the Corgi solving crimes.
That's a very good point. She wasn't a future queen when she was born.
No.
You're right, Pat. You're absolutely right. She wasn't. She wasn't. She was destined, but she didn't know she was going to be destined, did she?
No.
Anyway.
Caroline saying the Queen and her Corgi solving crimes are brilliant. So that's another to put on your list. The Winds Are Not.
I mean, it sounds like it should be a children's book, doesn't it?
Well, it sounds like it isn't. It sounds like it should be about ties.
Well, it is a tie knot, isn't it?
Yeah.
I remember my dad teaching me the Windsor tie knot for my school tie.
I don't know what. I can only tie a tie one way, but I wouldn't be able to tell you what way.
The Windsor knot is the one that goes. It makes it quite, quite chunky. Gives you a nice triangular thing. I used to have my school tie like that.
Yeah.
Lots of wrapping and wrapping through. Yeah.
I mean, I've tied a tie for 30 years, but I would still be able to do one, I think.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anyway,
school ties. Yeah, wonderful.
We really have.
Because at least when we were in the police, well, they don't like wear them now, do they? When we were in the police, it was you had your
clip-ons.
Your clip-on black tie.
Yes. That are the most uncomfortable. Wearing a tie would have been more comfortable.
Yeah, with that thing there stuck in the neck. At least we didn't have to wear the cravats. They were ties, weren't they?
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah. You had in the summer. You had to wait to be told by a senior officer you could take your tie off and undo your top button.
Yeah.
Not nowadays.
Oh, how times have changed and standards have slipped, Dominique.
Oh, right.
Right, we've digressed. We've digressed
completely
off the rails as per usual. Right.
So, thank you for all your book recommendations. There's more to add to the list. Thank you for your pattern recommendations. And like Wednesday, somebody mentioned a pattern. I just shared it in the Knit and Natter. If you come across patterns, just keep sharing them. Because, you don't have to say anything, or just put patterns in there if you see them and like them.
Yeah.
Because
if you're a member of our What is the Answer Knit and Natter on Facebook, and anybody can join, you just need to answer the questions. If you don't answer the questions, I don't let you in.
We don't think you're real.
You have to answer the questions just so we know you're a real person.
Yes.
And we share patterns we don't share patterns, we share where you can find the patterns.
Yes.
We're not snippy that it can only be Wool is the Answer.
No.
We knit all sorts.
It's like Sally had shared a pattern earlier and someone had just asked the question, oh, is there a link, because I can't find it. And I think Sally had called it the summer solstice wrap, but it was just the solstice wrap. And so you can't always, things are not always easy to find. So that's why we just share a link to them.
Yeah, exactly.
And then people can go looking. And I like it because when you can't remember what you've seen, but you know you've seen it somewhere, you can just scroll back and it's there.
Yeah. And it's not just knitting either. You know, if you do crochet, you know, we do crochet as well. You know, I know we talk a lot more about knitting, but like we've said before, the retreats and the afternoon teas, it's for anybody who crafts, or you don't have to craft. You can just come along and enjoy company. You know,
or anyone that just wants to eat.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, maybe that first. You could be right, actually. Yeah. Eating, food, cake. And if you're not driving, you can always have a drink as well, because the bar's usually open.
Yeah, Beverly was very lucky last time. She's got a husband as chauffeur, so she managed to have a gin.
Yeah, perfect.
We do find with the afternoon teas, most people come individually. They don't travel, so everyone is driving. But yeah, if you can get yourself a chauffeur, we can recommend the G&Ts.
Exactly. Right, well, that's it then. That's a wrap for the first one of September, as they say.
Yes, absolutely. Join us next week for some Strictly news.
Yes, some Strictly news next week.
I mean, that news isn't one of us.
Yeah, we're both on Strictly. Can you imagine? No. I mean, we could probably run a Strictly murder mystery, a bit of knitting natter. I mean, can you imagine the tangles we'd get into?
Oh.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Right. Enjoy your weekend. Enjoy your week.
Have a good week, and we will see you all same time next week.
Same time next week.
Yeah.
Bye, everybody.